Flavor in the anime trading card game Weiss Schwarz can be hit or miss, but when it hits good. Really good. Like Devil Homura plucking Goddess Madoka off from the stage with a and splitting her from her human nature and shoving her into Homura's personal void levels of really good flavor. Thankfully, Lycoris Recoil is one of the sets that Bushido has taken the time and effort to imbue with lots of great flavor that would excite any Lycoris Recoil fan. However, I'm not here to talk about the basic levels of flavor, like Mika and Shinji raised Chisato as two dads, which is why Chao Chisato can search the two of them, or did you know that this level 1 Takina's rock paper scissors effect is a reference to when they played rock paper scissors in the anime? Like, of course you know that is easy flavor, it's low hanging fruit, it doesn't require the design and creativity, and by the way, why isn't this a Weiss card? Anyways, I'm here to talk about how Lycoris Recoil goes above and beyond when it comes to flavor. And in order to understand that, you need to know a little bit about Lycoris Recoil, specifically the dual protagonists, Chisato and Takina. Chisato is a talented young girl with extreme visual comprehension abilities. Basically allows her to do crazy things like dodge bullets and cheat in rock, paper, scissors. She also has John Wick levels of superhuman athleticism and also bullshit plot armor. How this plays out in the card game is that Chisato has the overwhelming majority of cards with any kind of revealing or scrying effect, which are card effects that allow the player to look at the top cards of their deck as information. She has the level 1 Trick or Treat card, the level 0 that gets a marker, the level 0 Shuffle Back 2 that reveals the top card of the deck and adds it if it's an event or a character, the level 3 from the trial deck that reveals the top card to burn, and many more. Cards like the level 1 that gets resources if it reveals a level 1 or higher card also play into this idea of Chisato being able to see extra information and use that to her advantage. We can see this best in her unique event Gokaku no Tatakai, which allows the player to look at the top card of the deck and either leave it there or mill it up to 4 times. By using it as a counter, the event allows you to maneuver yourself into a position to cancel damage. In the same way, Chisato is able to dodge incoming bullets with her unique ability. Takina is a foil to Chisato in that where Chisato would be more reactive and adopt a wait and see approach, Takina chooses violence. Her soldier-like mentality in the show gets her into a lot of trouble with her peers, but it is also a great source of her strength and resiliency in the face of danger. We can see this represented in the card game with Takina's effects primarily giving massive power buffs to herself and others. When Takina interacts with the deck, she doesn't have the ability to look ahead or react to different options. All her cards force her to either add the card to hand or sacrifice it to the waiting room. Except this card. I just don't want to talk about this card. Takina also has access to hard removal effects like the level 1 that gets rid of over-level characters, the level 0 Climax Swap that also sends level 0s to the bottom of the deck, the level 1 anti-over-level counter, just to name a few. This reflects her willingness to kill as part of her Lycoris job description. No card represents this better than the level 3 Takina combo, which has just a single effect, a climax combo that deals tons of damage, and nothing else. She's just going all in trying to kill her opponents. So at this point, you might be thinking that I'm reading too deeply into the card design and that Bushido isn't actually that heads up about giving characters specific effects, especially since Kurumi also has effects that check the top of your deck because she's like a super genius hacker girl, and they messed up that one Takina card. Well, the duo Chisato and Takina level 1 climax combos show that they are combining these two elements of Chisato and Takina into one effect. Aibo, Chisato, and Takina's climax combo has 2 parts. The first, which mills 2 cards and then salvages a character based on the milled levels, and a subsequent top check to rearrange. You can see that Takina is contributing to the mill and Chisato to the top check. As for Nichijo o Mamoru Sonzai, Takina, and Chisato, the combination of the effect to top check 4 for a character or a specific level 2 event, and the effect to prevent a character from moving can also be divided between the 2 characters. We can interpret it one of 2 ways. Either the top check being from Chisato's eyes and the immobilizing being from Takina's use of force, or the top check being from Takina since the remaining cards are milled, and the immobilizing a reference to how Chisato doesn't use lethal ammunition, but instead incapacitates her opponents with rubber bullets. Either way, there's clearly the intent to have two separate and different effects combined together in a way that showcases both Chisato and Takina's personality and uniqueness. Lycoris Recoil is one of my favorite anime of all time, and I love that Bushoud made lots of flavorful references to awesome moments in the show, like Chisato and Takina flashing each other, or when Takina ties Chisato to a tree and the card effect has the ability it can't move because she literally can't move. I haven't talked about Mizuki yet, but her level 0 allows you to run to the back row and grab another character with you. She's the best getaway driver ever. There's also Majima, who's obsessed with balancing things, so his level 1 allows you to send characters to stock, but only if you have less stock than your opponent. Cute. You can recreate that moment Takina calls Chisato and Chisato doesn't pick up after 1, 2, and before the third ring, Takina flies through the window to save the day. That's just an epic scene. And when you line up all the triple rare door climaxes together, you can practically hear Hana no To playing in the background. But what gets me the most excited about Weiss Schwarz flavor is when the characters' personalities, unique traits, and story can be portrayed through the cards and their effects. It feels like you're not just playing a card game with characters and art from an anime, but a card game that embodies the anime it represents. And if I had to review this Lycoris Recoil set purely from a flavor perspective, I'd give it 5 stars.